Oh, right, all right, all right, all right, all right. I was so happy with this game. This one was played at 1500 elo. We are going for the God of the Godless build in this one, in which we are aiming to get two siege workshops out right at the beginning of Castle Age. It's a very simple build in which we plop out 20 villagers. I say simple, but it's actually quite tight on the overall amount of food that you have. You plop down a farm real quick, you collect the cows real quick, you play around with your deers a little bit just so that your cow doesn't have any decay on it, and we lose the aggression on the or the aggro on the deer, so the deer walks back. It's already a disaster, but we don't care. We know that we have just enough skill and just enough time to push in this diggity dang deer. Now I've had so many questions about this build. What do you do if they like do early aggression? What do you do if they go for like scouts? What do you do if they go this, that, or the other? Well, I hope this video will answer some of those questions for you. Please, woman, do not kill that cow. F. And look at this deer lure over here. Definitely not the cleanest or the smoothest, but we're making it work with what we got. And what we got is very low AP double M's. I don't know why there's double M's. One is for micro and one is for macro, I suppose, because we are terrible at both of them. We're also going to have to collect a little bit of wood, 35 to be exact. We're going to collect 35 to drop down a mining camp over yonder so that we can collect the 100 gold to eventually go Castle Age once we do have that 20 pop. Trying to collect the boars at the right time. Come on, boar. Wow, there's so much to talk about in such a short period of time. It's not really essential that every single villager is collecting, just that you're collecting the food as efficiently as possible. Some people commented like, hey, why don't you just go like 22 pop up, build a lumber camp, and then with the lumber camp you make a mill, and then with the mill you can collect more food, and you can even produce more villagers and cats. You know, this is an all-in build. I don't care what you guys say. I just like the faster Castle Age time, and if you are going to go for that approach, it might actually be stronger in the long run. I just kind of like the short run. We tried to do something cheeky with our scout over here where we were trying to lure the boar with our scout, but we just ended up losing a whole bunch of HP. 20 villagers now in the bank, and click up 3 over 2 gold, and this is the diggity dang build. We should probably talk about what Richard Lee is playing over here. Richard is playing as the 2 tons, and he is going to go for something quite interesting, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Once we do have all of that food required to go to feudal age, we are going to stay on food for just a little bit longer. And now you really can see how tight this build actually is. If you mess up your food collection, if there's too much decay going on, you will not be able to make it to Castle Og. 800 food, straggler trees, lumber camp. I'm gonna put a whole description, whole build order in the description for you guys to follow. And actually we had a little bit more food than necessary, so we will be able to crank out a total of 1 or 2 villagers. Ahead of myself is now here, Teuton Tower Rush at 1500 elo, and I really like how he went about the Teuton Tower Rush. So Teuton Towers are able to garrison not 5 but 10 villagers, but he doesn't want to use villagers to garrison them. He wants to use archers instead. Straggler trees, more wood, now we would be able to drop down a whole bunch of siege workshops. Normally you would send 2 villagers forward to drop the siege workshop right in front of his gate, but since we are getting attacked, I figured, it'd probably be better if we construct a defensive siege workshop to then stop this forward aggression from the Teuton Tower rushing player called Richard Lee. That was really unnecessary. Why is it on Red's perspective? I wanted to see my perspective. So this is what I can see. I don't think I've seen the archers quite yet, but I will. I promise you, I will see those archers. Eventually, as we go up, I decide that we should probably get Loom as we are going to be facing a whole bunch of aggression. And once you do have your siege workshop out and you have 1 or 2 scorpions, it is a good idea to move over, let's say 7 or 8 onto gold. And look at this pathing, just DE, man. Oh, man. That was so unnecessary. I was really hoping to try and stop this tower as well, but we clicked the tower instead of clicking the villagers. Definitely should alt-click. If you ever have this kind of a situation where you have to click the villagers, alt-clicking is key. So I'm thinking to myself, how am I going to get rid of this tower? I'm opting for a ram. No, mango probably is going to be better in this situation. It says that I'm on my perspective, and then when I click the tap button to rage against the freaking machine, we didn't know that these archers were back here, but we are very, very bad at tracking things, and those archers are definitely going to get into the back of our base, and our army is very, very slow, to say the least. So his idea is just to fill these towers up with a whole bunch of archers and get a whole bunch of value out of them, which is actually kind of a cool idea. I would like to Teuton Tower Rush like this for sure. We are picking off archers with these scorpions that we do possess. I realized that those archers were somewhere in the back. But you know what? It's fine. It's fine. Oh, it's not fine, as we are losing our valuable villagers. We are not constructing additional villagers at this time. And that man is a goner as he just walks closer and closer and closer to murder my freaking face. Going to go for the wood line over here, but we are eventually going to clear that out by means of scorpions. What an action-filled game, and this game only gets more action-filled as it gets on. I figured 1 scorpion would probably be enough, especially with these villagers around here. We can micro, we can attack, we can do things. We're not completely incapable of the simplest of tasks. Also, only having 1 siege workshop instead of having 2 siege workshops is allowing me continual production of scorpions. We already have 4, 5, 6 scorpions out on the field, and we're going to be able to mount a serious push forward once we finally do clear this up. This was kind of sloppy. Definitely should not have moved this mango so far forward. The reason that I did move that mango forward was so that I could get the repair villagers. Probably should have kept it behind a little bit further, but hey, I'm just a poop lord. A film poop lord. What a absolutely wonderful build this is. I figured once we do get this, we will probably move forward and construct a forward siege workshop to put as much pressure on him as possible. So Red is now kind of realizing that archers aren't going to cut it against Scorpion. We actually outnumber his military numbers, and see ya! Helter Skelter, that archer diggity dang did do da melter. We want to push. We want to go forwards and onwards. I forgot to mention this, but we did get a market at a certain point just to sell our stone, to buy wood, just to balance out our economy a little bit better. I don't think we have spotted this tower quite yet. Let me just see over here. No, we have not spotted that tower, but we are going to be pushing. I figured the best way to push, especially if he only has archers, is rams. We're going to target down that tower with our mango so that our ram can do the heavy lifting on the walls. That's going to be a lot faster, and then we don't have that tower to deal with once we do finally get in. Oh yeah, and I decided to get rid of the archery range because that seems like a good idea as well. Ram rush! Ram rush! Let's go! Now, this gets really interesting because how would you counter just siege? Especially if you're never castle age. It's going to take this man forever to go castle. With that being said, though, he does have a lot of gold in the bank. Should be spending that gold a little bit more effectively, but he's probably microing. He's like, oh, you know what? We're just going to get stables. We're going to get scouts. This is going to get great value. We're going to clean up all of these scorpions. I'll tell you this much. People always say, oh, just use scorpions to counter, or just use scouts to counter this. Scouts may seem like a counter to siege, but if you have enough siege, it is quite difficult to deal with this amount of scorpions. Even knights are hard to deal with 8 scorpions coming forward into your base. Here come these scouts, and we're in this awkward little choke point over here. Definitely don't want to be losing anything over here. Bam! There goes the archer. There goes my villager. And these scouts are helter skelter. Bye-bye melter. Thankfully, we do have another ram behind this, so I wasn't too concerned about losing this one forward. We're even just firing freaking mango shots at my own ram. You served us well, but it's time for you to go, as this tower is finito, and the slow push is amounting. 21 food, 1.2k food in the bank, denying this tower from going up for just a succulent second. No, it is going to go up. This is an awkward approach situation for us. Don't want to lose this ram. Bye-bye, scouts. Decide to just reposition to get a little bit better action over here. We are using this villager forward to repair. I think it's very useful, especially if you are going to go for siege, to have a villager forward to repair for you. I figured he's going to go scouts, so we might as well take that out. Can't really go from this side, as the TC will fire death upon us, so we go around. Slow and steady, after all, wins the race when you have tons and tons of scorpions. Did not manage to produce a second siege workshop. In hindsight, that probably would have been a very wise decision to make a siege workshop over here, because look how long it takes for reinforcements to arrive. 5 hours later. Action! TC is slowly going to go down. We're taking down all of these stables. One more stable is on the horizon. And this is where it really gets scary with the Godless build, because you can lose the game in a instance. Using our reinforcements to keep him off of stone. Second stable is going to go down. He has to continuously reconstruct the stables. He does have +1 defense on his scout. I think he should have gone for the attack rather than the defense. These are also Teuton scouts. What is going on in this game? I have no idea. I realize that the scouts are coming in. We quickly move over our mango. We realize that these scorpions are Giggity Gang gongers. We just try and get as many shots out as we possibly can. Yeah, don't worry about those free scorpions. They're dead to us already. Oh God. Here come the scouts, little darling. It's alright. Do. Look at this as well. This is wonderful. Absolutely just melting villagers as they come from underneath. It's so satisfying to just absolutely obliterate. Trying to take out reinforcements over here. There's a lot going on. He's also repairing. He has these guys on stand ground. Some easy shots onto those scouts. I think it only takes like 3 shots to murder a scout. Quickly, micro! He's screaming to himself as he surrounds all of the scorpions. Fire! I don't know why he had him on stand ground. He's definitely doing stuff over here, but that scorpion is eventually going to go down, and we're just kind of like massing up scorpions over here because we don't want to send these in one by one. That would be very bad. This is all that we basically got. We have, double click, 10 scorpions over here, a mango and a villager, and that's about it. If we lose this, we are in a world of hurt. He did opt to go for a mango, and he is just constructing Nothing? I don't even know. Why is he not using his gold? He needs more scouts. He needs a whole bunch of additional stuff. Is he going to go for one final hurrah with his 10 scouters that he has over here as we are finally pushing into his eco? Here they come. Run, Mango, run! Oh my god. Do they melt or do they melt? Oh, lost the Mango, but at what cost? GG is called when we have 18 villagers to his 44. This much is for sure. I love this build so freaking much. Now, obviously, he probably didn't know that I only had 18 villagers behind. He doesn't have a TC. He has a whole bunch of scorpions still in his base. He has a whole bunch of melted scouts. And this is what the God of the Godless build is all about. Look at these reinforcements over here, just ready to go in with another Mango. I figured construct another Mango here and slowly start pushing in once more. We can finally start raiding some of this stuff as well. It's so enjoyable. Don't let your memes just be dreams. 22 Scorpions constructed against 20 scouts. And yeah, this is how you handle scouts. Yeah, but Pip, you should have attacked from multiple angles. You could have, like, oh no, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I get it. There's always something that you can do better. But when you're in the moment, it is very, very difficult to deal with something like that. 8.5 versus 12.8k resources collected. What more do you want? What more do you want? Keep walking. Poop Lord out.